Honest is a strong word, and we all need honesty when it comes to plumbing and HVAC needs. Somebody who will take care of the repairs efficiently and with quality. Honest Plumbing and Air is who I trust, and they take pride in that word. Honest Plumbing and Air, where a handshake still means something. All right, I think we all know by now that collegiate athletics over the past 5 years has really evolved at a alarming pace. We're depending on your perspective of it. But one thing that, if you've not noticed, just specifically in the great state of Texas, you have a tremendous amount of energy and, how can I say this, commitment by alumni bases and schools like Stephen F. Austin, who are now part of new systems. Stephen F. Austin forever, until 2 years ago, was an independent program or independent school. They're now part of the University of Texas system. And just like so many universities like UTRGV, for one, even Texas Tech, even UT, Texas A&M, Sam Houston, and other universities like that, they're having to improve their infrastructure. And if you want to get specific on athletics, you've got to upgrade facilities. And Stephen F. Austin now has a plan between now and probably the next 15 years. That campus and its athletic facilities are going to look entirely different. It's exciting, but it is a tall task because the name of the game is fundraising. And I want you to meet the new athletics director at Stephen F. Austin, who has a huge project in front of him, and he thrives with it because he's done it before at a Division II university. Michael McBroom and his project at Stephen F. Austin. Let's talk about it. I finally met my biological brother, the Michael McBroom. Look at that. Have you ever thought when we first saw each other that there's a possibility we could share the same genetics?
Well, clearly, at the highest level we do, right?
This guy has an enviable task, a great opportunity in front of him. He is the athletic director at Stephen F. Austin, Division I University. And depending on which part of the state or the country that you are watching this, he was a longtime AD at a Division II university way up in the panhandle of Texas, West Texas A&M. You did some great things, and we all know the what college athletics is now. You have got to raise consistent money and build momentum. When did that really change to where, you know what, that's something that I can do and do well?
Well, I mean, college athletics has been, the last 30, 40 years has really been on that path of, everybody says, an arms race, right? But it hits every level. Even in Division II, when I started at West Texas A&M, it was a bottom level Division II program. And over the period of time, we were able to build facilities and raise money and turn that into a nationally renowned program in Division II. But all through that time, at every level, it's still about, we got to drive more revenue. And it's no different than any business, right? I mean, businesses are in the same thing. You have to drive revenue, drive net revenue, customer satisfaction, all those things. Here at Stephen F. Austin, we have a tremendous opportunity to elevate the program even further than where it's been previously. And from my standpoint as an athletics director, it's critically important to have a passionate fan base and a president that loves and supports athletics. And we have all of that here at SFA, which is why I was so excited to get the opportunity to come here and start on the process of making this a powerful athletic program.
So I'm trying not to be biased. I mean, for those who know me, they probably get tired of my references to the Stephen F. Austin State University. It's a big part of my life, and it will forever be. We have experienced a lot of success here, but as you know, it takes a team of alignment from Board of Regents, President, AD. All the head coaches have to be aligned to achieve the ultimate goal. Now you guys are in a great situation. I say you guys, it's all of us together.
That's right.
the University of Texas system, and there was, I remember you mentioned it to me, I think earlier this year, when the artist renderings are released of what this campus may look like in the next 5 to 15 years, that there's going to be a wave of optimism throughout the alumni base. That was released. I want to be honest with you, my reaction to when I saw this artist rendering, I know it sounds impossible, but I was speechless for 10 minutes.
That is impossible. That may be the biggest wow factor comment that I've heard on the master plan so far. We silent Sean Clinch for 10 minutes.
Oh, my God.
Unbelievable.
Gagged order.
Yeah. As a university for about 10 months, and we're in the final stages where they're going through the pricing and estimation and things like that. It'll ultimately make its way to the System Board of Regents, I believe, in February for their review and hopefully approval. But it is exciting.
Yeah.
I mean, there are a lot of possibilities and opportunities here to do that, to elevate the campus infrastructure and facilities, in large part because of the new affiliation with the University of Texas system, which is, one of the greatest, if not the greatest, university system in the world, not just the United States, the world. And the leadership that they provide for all of their member institutions is unbelievable. I was 25 years in the Texas A&M system, and now a part of the University of Texas system. That's a huge blessing for me to be a part of. I mean, two very well-known, high caliber, high tier, internationally recognized systems. But the University of Texas is a notch above in the support they provide the member institutions, and that's what's going to help us realize this master plan over the next 10, 15 years.
For those, maybe if there are alumni asking, how legitimate is this in regards to baseball and softball facilities, then football, and then everything else that we see on that master plan, the artist rendering? What do you tell them? Because let's be honest, UT can help infuse all these new facilities, but it's people like me and our alumni that we need as well to come together.
Yeah, so that's a great point, great question. So when you talk about this master plan, it's probably going to settle in somewhere in the neighborhood of let's just say $1.3 billion.
Wow.
About $650 million of that is the academic space. And so every college, every building, it's going to be either brand new or going to be improved. Academic funding is a different source. That can come from the state, it can come from the system, a little bit from the university. The next portion is about $400 million, give or take, for campus life. So that's residence halls, dining halls, all the things that students and faculty and staff experience on a daily basis. That's generally funded, a lot of those, by revenue bonds. So if we have a new residence hall on the books, we hope that we'll get approved next year. We'll finance that through revenue bonds on future housing income. And then you have athletics and campus recreation. That's the one that's different. We can fund some of that with revenue bonds on future deal, but also some incremental fees on campus. But the large part, at least half of it's got to come from the support of alumni and donors and corporate sponsors. So that's where it really is going to take all of us to come together to raise enough funds to get the entire project complete. One of the great things I love about SFA is the fact that we have, over 100,000 living alumni that love to support the university, and this is going to be a great opportunity for them to support the university. And I always say this: construction on campus, and there's going to be a lot of construction on campus over the next decade.
There already is.
There is. It's ongoing. I mean, we have $200 million going on right now.
It's a beautiful sign.
But construction means that there's investment going on into the university. It increases and sustains the value of the degree that everybody has earned previously, and continues the value of the degree going forward. So it's imperative upon those who are in charge and leading the institution today to continue to make the investments, continue to encourage alumni to give back. Because as we build and as we get better, it increases the value of the degree for everybody who came before us and who will come after us. And that's why I'm very optimistic we'll be able to get this done, because the alumni base is so passionate about SFA.
I do think that it's an awakening. People have been waiting. That's the way I see it. I think people have, alumni base doesn't care. That's not true, or apathetic. it's been waiting for something like this. And I think this is going to happen on a much greater scale as far as interest, because we saw what happened in San Marcos. That alumni base woke up, and that can easily, and that will happen here. A very dramatic transition. The Man Cave story. There have been some great ones. This is episode 486, and we've had about 350 Man Cave stories, maybe 300. I'm overestimating. That's what happens at age 52. But you've been around a lot through athletics, life, athletic administration, been part of some great moments athletically and personally, and know a lot of people. As far as a Man Cave story, is there something as amusing today when it's discussed or brought up as it was when it happened?
I'm not going to use names. Is that fair?
Okay? That's fair.
Okay. So, like you, we've all been in press boxes a lot during football games, and if you get too close to those coaching boxes, right, you start to hear some things and see some things that maybe you don't want. There was an instance at one time, again, no names.
Protect the innocent.
But, when coordinators and position coaches, when there's a blown play or something, you hear, banging and banging on the walls and some other things maybe you shouldn't hear. I mean, it's an emotional sport, right? And I had a coach one time banged on the windows so hard it popped the windows out of the press box and straight down.
I think I remember this. It was brought to my attention. I think this is the same story. Maybe.
Probably.
You will not confirm or deny.
Correct.
And I respect that.
Yes.
Was anyone injured?
No one was injured, thank goodness. But that's one that you look at, like, of all the things you see, we could go on for hours.
100% we could.
That's one you asked me that, like, on the spot. I'm like, yeah, that's one that's still like, wow, that really happened. And thank goodness nobody was hurt. But it's one that you kind of like, you'll sit there like, oh yeah, I got one for you. And we tell that story.
That's hard to top. Before we wrap this up, every day is exciting for you. Every day when you walk on, and I'm not being biased again, but every day is when you look at, because, for example, your offices are at Homer Bryce Stadium, which has been the home of Stephen F. Austin football and track, and at one point soccer. Do you see the visions of what could be as the transformation of that facility kind of reverses? And how do you describe the energy around your staff and maybe people on this campus as you look ahead and what this Division I program will look like in 5+ years?
Yeah, that's the driving force, right? It's to, and I don't think people fully understand it yet. I can see it because I've done it before. Right now it's the hard time. We've got a master plan. Everything looks really good. We have to execute the plan. And when you start to execute and you get into like the design phase, and now you get coaches and athletes giving input into then people start to get really excited and the momentum really goes. We have a lot of momentum on campus right now. As the General University, largest freshman class in school history. Campus is full. We got family weekend today. Great attendance at football expected tonight. But these are the small things, like you got to keep the momentum going. President said it in cabinet a couple of weeks ago. Guys, we've started the momentum. Now the challenge is to keep it going, which is what we'll do. But from my perspective, coming in, to your point, every day is a challenge. It's a blessing. I've done it before, so I can see the end, and I know that when we get this whole thing done, we will be the premier mid-major Division I program in the country. All of our facilities will be some of the best in the country for what we have. We have one of the very best basketball practice facilities in the country.
Right.
The challenge is we're in it right now. The challenge is to get everything else up to that speed, which we'll do. And as you start to see that process, the pride that alumni have, the pride that the current student body has, then when we open them up and people have a brand new experience in state-of-the-art facilities where we have great concessions and great sound and lights and all the digital stuff, but you come and it's a social impact where we bring people in. You have a great time, 3 hours at a football game, 2 hours at a basketball game, in an environment that welcomes everybody and basically helps us throw a party and maintain that connection. When you start to see all of that, it is impossible to stop the momentum. And I think we're going to get it done. It's going to take all of us. But when we do start like shovels in the ground, man, look out, because it gets fun. It gets fun fast.
I'm excited. Drilling Russ right now. If you want to be a part of Stephen F. Austin Athletics, get a part of this momentum, click on this link below, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, X. I'm not trying to get you to contribute to my alma mater. I'm just saying if you want to be a part of it.
No, we are.
Yes, we are. We are. It's, yes, and we're shameless about it. It's exciting. It has been exciting for me to watch other universities who have decided to take the leap, be bold, and go this direction. And here at Stephen F. Austin, that's what they're doing. And this is also a great story. Michael McBroom, where he came from. Now he's a part of this. And for me, the last 2 visits I've had, including this one, the energy levels, it's just off the charts, unreal. And I want to fast forward to completion date, but that's not how life works. Michael McBroom, appreciate you, brother.
Thank you so much, Sean.
Anytime you can have a McBroom and 2 follically challenged domes on your screen, it's always good to talk about it.